If you want to make tens of thousands of dollars every month, then you have to listen to this. Because 95% of traders will never get there. And it's not about the strategy, it's because of everything around it and everything else. I've been trading for 5.5 years, and my journey, I've been able to get payouts from FTMO, Alpha Capital, Funding Pips, and made over $200,000 last year. But I've also blown account when I chased and I trade like a gambler. So I'm not speaking out of theory, I'm really speaking out of somebody who went into the battlefield. And that's why most traders fail. Most traders treat trading like a lottery. Want to bet big and size up and hit that lottery win and then show off on social media. But most of the time that works against you. Like, trading is a profession where you build and stack small wins over time and risk very little. Yeah. Every time I risked a lot, I would mismanage the trade and would always fumble it. If I would lose, I try to get it back and lose even more, and that would get me into the tilt. What I've learned is every time I had a loss, the next trade will be more emotional. So I need at least 30 minutes to step away, go for a walk, do something else, to then come back and see the market with a clear head. But most people, they jump from setup to setup, from an indicator to another, from a strategy to something else, a holy grail, and that is actually one point why you're failing, because you never stick to one model, one setup, and really want to milk the market for that specific thing. When I've learned that I need just one model, one time window, and even could be one day in a week. I know these setups print every day. So it doesn't mean I'm chasing it every day or I have to sit in front of the chart every day. I'm at some point content with my profits and I'm content with my results for the week. So I hop off and take the time. It's not that I need to spend the whole day and every day on the chart. I trade for freedom primarily. So I don't want to, be glued on a chart every day. But in the beginning, you have to. In the beginning, you have to. In the beginning, you have to learn the basics. You need to learn the markets. You need to learn about yourself. So you need the reps. So you need at least 8 to 12 hours a day. That was for me at least, for probably 3 years until I became profitable. And that was one thing I wish I had earlier, a mentor, because instead of losing 3 years, I could have done maybe 1 year or 1.5 years with somebody who teaches me and gives me all his lessons, learning through him, instead of going through the try and error I did myself. So I think if you have somebody next to you who is a professional and made good amount of money, then use it. And sometimes it means to pay for information. That's how we are here right now. We live in that era where if you want to speed up your progress, then you pay for information, and that is something I wish I would have had done before. I would have lost less money for sure. I would have learned way quicker and wouldn't, go through too much pain. I still believe trial and error is important. I certainly think that you can't, avoid pain. I think you need to learn through your own mistakes, but going to a mentorship and going to lessons and courses is definitely helpful, because you try to outsmart the smartest peoples and algorithms in the world. So don't think that you yourself can figure that out in whatever, couple months, couple weeks. Not gonna happen. One thing as well which hold me back is, and I see it a lot in the industry, is people size up after a loss. Yeah, you lose $500 and now you're risking $1,000 to make that $500 back and maybe a little bit more. So now you're in that rabbit hole where you chase your losses, and that is the worst thing you can do. just ending green. That was my problem, for example. I couldn't sit with a red day, even if it was like a little paper cut. I couldn't sit with, oh, I lost money today. So I tried to chase that green day. I'm telling you guys, if you continue doing that, then you will lose. So as soon I put my ego aside and I was thinking in a way that, okay, I got a little paper cut today, I step away, I come back tomorrow with a clear, fresh mind. I didn't even think about that loss on the next day. So I had a clear mind on the chart, what is the market telling me? And I've found always some opportunities who recover that loss and even bring me a bit more into profit. So my equity curve would gradually rise. And that's why I made 6-figure payouts with firms like FTMO, because I didn't have to rush it. You know, sometimes you want to put your whole career into one trading day, and that was certainly me. But I can tell you, it is just horrendous and such a bad thing to do. If you want to really be profitable, you have to own your setbacks. The good thing on trading is you don't have any customers, you don't have employees, you don't have payroll. So see the loss as a cost of doing business and not as, oh, I lost money right now. It is just as you, all the businesses need to buy inventory or pay staff or, you know, have to advertise. In trading, you don't have to do all this. It's just you versus the market. Yeah, it's you versus the market, but also you versus you, because you're living in your head and you have to manage yourself, your emotions, your psychology, you know, your system, your discipline. It's like there's a lot to it. I always say you can learn a strategy in 3 to 6 months, but learning about yourself is a life journey, right? So that's what I like as well in trading. I think it made me, as a young man, already very mature, because I could learn who I am. And it is, I always say, it's the biggest and deepest self-development journey you can ever go through, because the market will really expose who you are. If you don't know yourself, start trading. You will know who you are. And especially if you journal and see what kind of recurring patterns come up. So what actually works is you have one playbook set up. You have your criteria, and I'm still a discretionary trader, so I see and feel the market, a lot of intuition in it, but I have still like a mechanical checklist for like the days I want to trade, the time windows, the technical setup I really want to see, and all about narrative. That's discretionary, because you need to understand what the market tells you. It always tells a story and you need to read it correctly. So the narrative will be always discretionary. One of the most important things is risk management. It sounds so boring because everybody wants to have that strategy and, you know, wants to hit, you know, that quick money, but at the end is you have to protect your money. It is one skill to make money, it's another whole thing and skill to actually keep that money. If you're trading prop firms, I would recommend you build a little buffer. So I was always trading at 0.25% to 0.5% per trade. Yeah, I would risk that amount of money and would get a buffer at plus 2-3%, and then start to risk 1%, 1.5% to get that challenge passed quicker. As soon as you pass the challenge, you want to de-risk and trade at 0.5%. Yeah, you have like around 20 trades until you really blow up. And trading is a math game, so you know, it's all about probabilities. You need to see the market as, okay, you can't control the outcome, but you can control the input. So you control how you execute, if you followed your plan, if you stay disciplined, don't revenge trade, and you know, You avoid basically all the downfall habits and only focus on the system. Yeah. So you actually need to try to get close to an AI execution. We are not robots, that's why it's so hard, and that's why just a small percentage of traders getting profitable. But you basically need to trade like AI. You need to just be, come to the chart and be ice cold with your execution. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you have a loss, step away. Don't try to trade again. Don't see one trading day as your whole career, because most of the time I've seen myself in me and in other traders that you have a loss and you want to chase it back, you want to revenge trade, your emotions come in, you're not really thinking rationally. So please do me a favor, and please do yourself a favor. Do one trade a day until you're really disciplined about this. You have no problems to see yourself on a red day, and that is actually okay. You mastered yourself. If you can do this for at least 60 days, then I would say okay, you're ready to get on a challenge, or you fund the live account. And what do you need to quit your job or make a living? 2% on a 200K funded account is $4,000. Would that be replacing your job right now? Ask yourself. But the only way to get there is not to blow up and put yourself those rocky rocks in front of you, man. Like, truly, you need to be disciplined, work on yourself, give yourself time, submit to time. Get somebody who can mentor you and help you avoid all these pitfalls, because it will be a long way otherwise. I've done it. 3.5 years it took me to get profitable, and I could speed that up at least 1 year, 2 years. I could have done it way earlier if I would have paid for somebody who teach me actually how to trade and how to manage myself and give me a system. But I tried to wrestle it myself. I thought I could be the smart kid and the outlier, and I wasn't. I can tell you 10K per month is very, very possible. If that's a number which makes you and your family comfortable, then I would say work on it, because it is really, truly a blessing to be able to trade from everywhere, to be in locations like I'm right now in Thailand. I live here for almost a year now, and I can provide for my family, I can provide for myself, and it is just, I don't even spend much time anymore on the charts. I spend maybe, let's say 10 hours per week on a chart, because I like to check the market. I'm still passionate about it, but I know as more time on a chart, I more look for setups which are not there, and I will mess up. So I know myself by now, and I know I come like the scheduled bus every day on the specific time windows where there's volatility, there's injection, and I can trade the market and hop off after 1 hour, 2 hours, and then live my life. And I want that you experience the same, that you actually go through a learning process and be really, really proud about yourself, that you can provide for yourself. You had 10, 20K months, and you just get out of this rat race. A 9 to 5 is not nice. You're dying within you. So trading can really set you free if you work for it and if you're committed. And I start a series now to help you, because I've been there, man. I've been in those 9 to 5s where I would die, man. Like, my dreams die in those 9 to 5s. Like, I can't sit there and listen and work for these people, man, with people I don't even like. So I was loved doing that. Trading brought me freedom, man. Brought me everything. So I hope with this little video I could give you some motivation and stay tuned for other videos because I will get more out there for you, and let's work together. Good luck and good trading.